One rider said something dismissive the second he walked in. Earl heard every word. He didn't respond. He just picked up his wrench, and by midnight, that same man was standing in the rain with tears in his eyes. 12 strangers, one man. A storm that would have broken most people, but not him. The rain didn't fall that night. It attacked. It came sideways off the highway, cold and merciless. The kind of rain that makes you question every decision that led you to this moment. 12 motorcycle riders sat on the shoulder of Route 9. Engines dead, phones blinking their last bars of battery before going dark. No shelter, no signal, no plan. They hadn't planned to be here. Nobody ever does. 1 minute you're riding free wind at your back, the open road feeling like a promise. The next, silence. And the kind of silence that follows a dead engine in the middle of nowhere has a weight to it. You can feel it in your chest. Someone pointed down the road, maybe a quarter mile through the sheet of rain. A light flickered weak, uncertain, like it was deciding whether to stay on or give up entirely. A hand-painted sign above a cinder block building. Chipped letters, 2 words, Earl's Repair. The building looked like it had been standing since the marches, since the sit-ins, since a time in this country when a black man had to build his own everything because nothing was handed to him and nothing was open to him. The walls were the color of old concrete and quiet dignity. What this man did next would go viral in 72 hours. But nobody was filming, and none of them knew who was waiting inside that shop or what he was about to do for free. He never asked for recognition. He just kept showing up. Earl James Washington had been opening that shop door at 6 in the morning for 40 years. Not because anyone was watching, not because the city appreciated it, not because the system made it easy. He did it because that's what his father did, and his father's father before him. And somewhere in that chain of quiet, grease-stained devotion was a kind of faith that most people never find in a church. 60-8 years old. Army veteran, 3rd-generation mechanic, the kind of man who could diagnose an engine by sound alone, the way a doctor reads a heartbeat. His hands told the whole story, mapped with scars and calluses, permanently darkened at the knuckles in ways no soap could ever fully fix. Working hands, honest hands. The walls of Earl's shop were a museum nobody had thought to visit, faded photographs pinned without frames, a neighborhood block party from 1987, a little league team he sponsored 3 years running when no one else would, a thank you letter from a single mother whose transmission he fixed for $60 because $60 was all she had. He never raised his prices for the families around him. Not once. Not when inflation came. Not when the rent notices arrived. And the rent notices did arrive. Twice. The city flagged his block for development. Twice. The word came down that progress was coming and Earl's shop was in the way. Twice. He was invited politely, bureaucratically to disappear. He didn't. He filed the paperwork, made the calls, and kept opening that door at 6 in the morning because this shop was not just his livelihood. It was his inheritance. His testimony. The world had walked past Earl Washington 1,000 times without slowing down. The system had looked at him and seen an obstacle where there was actually a pillar. But pillars don't move. They hold things up. And Earl had been holding this corner together long before anyone thought to ask. But Earl's story wasn't just about tonight. It was about a lifetime of being overlooked, until 12 strangers changed everything. He saw their hesitation. He ignored it, because that's what dignity looks like. They came through the door the way people enter spaces they're not sure they belong in, slowly, reading the room before committing to it. 12 riders soaked through, boots squeaking on the concrete floor. Some nodded, some didn't.